Well, here we are again, weekend edition video D7 here with Grok, a trade and a Saturday morning. Coffee time. Anyway, the markets ended the week split up. We're all over the place, but the Nasdaq took the biggest hit, down 0.5%. Everybody else not doing too bad, really. Silver down, gold down, but the Vicks increasing, fear increasing by 2%, and Bitcoin over 11,000. Okay, take a look here at the S&P 500 daily chart. You'll notice we have some trend lines here. We have this lower trend line coming up, okay? On the S&P 500, this is very important that we watch this. We want the price action to stay over the top of these moving averages. If we can stay over the top of the moving averages, that will be bullish. However, here is the thing that grabs my attention. We have a rising wedge, okay? That's these two lines. I'm very particular how I draw my lines. This line and this line makes for a rising wedge, okay? That rising wedge is more bearish and is bullish. However, now we have a symmetrical triangle. Because the symmetrical triangle happened at the top of an up leg, we go higher, 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 and we make the symmetrical triangle. This is like a large bullish pennant, which is more bullish and is bearish. So we have a lot going on at this moment. However, for the markets to remain bullish, we have to stay above these moving averages. The thing I do not like is on Friday. Friday, we get a bearish candlestick. Sure enough, on Thursday, we rallied. We should have gone higher. Friday should have been a big bullish candle. We started off bullish. We went bullish. But by day's end, we crashed down, and we did so on bigger volume. That is a problem, guys. I don't like seeing that. Now, we're going into an election. I fully anticipate the markets to say choppy, 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 making no major decision until November 3rd, until there is the finalization of who's going to be the president of the United States. And then at that moment, we should see a major move one direction or the other. You can let me know in the comments below on what you think will happen, on depending on if Trump remains in office or if Biden comes into office. And be respectful of one another, please. But feel free to chat in the comments on what you think will happen. But here's, if we go micro, the issue is Friday's candlestick. That is not a great candlestick. So let's dive deeper into a standard oscillator. We have a MACD here. That MACD did have a crossover, and that crossover happened on Wednesday, and then we've had negative ticks on the histogram. We are heading down, but we're above the zero line, so that isn't too shabby, okay? Not too shabby, but again, we have to stay between these two trend lines, but ideally to go bullish, we need to pop bullish. What I would say here going into the future, guys, as we look at these other charts, same thing on the Dow. Dow did the exact same thing. Diamonds. If you look at the Nasdaq, the Qs, we started to break through. Now, this is looking pretty bullish to me. I expect all the markets to do this, but watch the Nasdaq, guys. The Nasdaq is in a position to lead the markets to the upside. We go up, 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 kind of a high base, kind of a flaggy looking thing, and boom, if we get that boom to the upside, look for the rest of the markets to follow. That could in fact happen, okay? Volume on the sell side wasn't all that impressive on Friday. If you go to the small caps and say, can this show us anything? Now, what's interesting here on the small caps, okay, is we had up, up, up. We have a nice high base, guys. That is more bullish and is bearish. As long as we stay above these moving averages, look for a breakout to the upside. Okay. However, if this upper trend line acts as resistance and we start to drift lower and we stay between these, this is pinchy. This is a rising wedge. That is bearish, and that will be no good for the market. But what we're looking for here, can we remain high above the moving averages, and if so, can we get a breakout above these trend lines on nice volume? That's what I'm after. That's what I'm looking for. Here's the financials. Please give us something. What are we seeing here? Now, financials, we have a big symmetrical triangle. We had a nice bull pullback to the rising moving averages, the 50-day, 20-day. Friday, we have a little stutter step. A lot of times you'll get a stutter step right before you get a break to the upside. The question is, Monday, will we get a nice rally bullish. A nice bullish rally. Could we get that? Maybe, perhaps, maybe. But if you'll notice in this consolidation, as we go into the coiling moving averages and we go into the apex of this symmetrical triangle, you'll notice that volume dissipates. That is very healthy, and that is the norm for consolidation in the marketplace. US dollar is in an uptrend heading up. It's been beat up, starting to rally northbound. Quick thing, if I go to the weekly chart on this, this is the weekly chart. We're bouncing off a support area, but this is going into what's called a bear flag on the weekly chart. I'm going to go back here to the daily. But we have to be careful. If it breaks below this lower trend line, look for the markets to drop lower. If you go to the silver, we are in big time trouble area here, guys. So you guys who trade gold and silver and all precious metals, we are toying with death here. We have a lower trend line that we can't get off of. The gravity spot on this lower trend line remains intact. If I go to the weekly chart, you'll see this too. We dropped, hits the support, and we keep hitting the support line. If we break that, we got a slippery slope to the downside. That's what we have there. And if you look at gold, gold has already broke down below that trend line, but nobody knows it yet. If you go to the line chart, you'll see this. We have this support, and we broke support right there, and then we have resistance. We go. Let me really blow this up so you can see it. So support, we broke support, now it's resistance and it's dropped. So we're in a lot of trouble here on the daily chart on gold. If you go to the weekly chart, you blow this up, we're already closed below. If I go to the line chart, you'll see this. If I go, oh, I got to get that line right there on that, right here on this swing. Make sure we're on. Ooh, way off. What? I use trading view. Oh, it's popping right there. And the link's down below. But you can see there. Boom, we went right below it. See that? We're below it on the weekly chart. Not good, guys. Not good, not good, not good for your gold and silver and all the precious metals. That's not a good thing. So, a quick look at Vicks. Vicks on the daily charts, big symmetrical triangle. And as long as it stays in these two trend lines, look for the markets to stay steady, bleeding upward or drifting lower, but not by much. I'm looking for either a big breakout to the upside on fear or a big breakdown to the downside on bullish activity in the markets. So fear and greed. So if we drop lower, that means there's a lot of greed in the markets. You will see a lot of upside motion, a lot of upside movement. For those that are Bitcoin, we rallied up to a resistance line, and we're building a high base. Look for a breakout of Bitcoin to the upside. It looks very, very powerful. I want to look at some other, and oh, by the way, guys, I got something at the end really special to share with you guys, or to experience with you, I guess I'll say it that way. Before I do, I want to look at some FAANG stocks, okay? Stocks of interest that you guys might be interested in on buy and sell. Before I get into that, there's a link right below. If you want to learn how to trade in this market going into the election and after the election, we do a 3-day class. You can sit with us for 3 days. The best thing to do is go to Grok Trade. When you go to Grok Trade, click on Trading Mentor. Read the information there, fill out the form. Let's talk more about what it looks like to sit with us for 3 days to let us teach you our skills. So if I'm going to go over here to the tech stocks. If I go to tech stocks, Apple's on the FAANG stocks, and my trend line has disappeared. Let's re-add it. When I change different computers, so you'll see that we have these. We have this big rally, kind of a bull pullback here. Friday wasn't great. Nice pop. Look at this on the 28th. We have earnings. Be careful holding over earnings on that. Amazon looks exactly the same. We're in these triangles, symmetrical triangles. They can go either direction, and you've got to watch it like a hawk. What you don't want to do, and this is a tip for everybody, you don't want to be trading inside these things unless you're highly experienced. Now, if you've been through the 301, 401, you can trade within these consolidations, but everybody else, stay away from that because you'll have your heads handed to you. As soon as you get into it, it's going to stop you out for a loss. Every time it will nickel and dime you to death, I promise you. That is it. So if I go down here to Google, cleaning up some of these. Cleaning up some of these. Google, as long as it stays above that trend line, all is well. And Netflix and Nvidia. If I go here, there to there. Look at this. You can see a rolling over starting to happen here on a rising wedge. So look for downside opportunity here on FAANG, Nvidia, or Netflix rather, on Netflix. And very important. Look at this, big time rising wedge, guys, on Nvidia. That's not a good thing. The only thing this thing, it needs to break above that 575 for us to stay bullish. If it's not, be careful with this. You want to be very, very, very careful with that. I don't think I looked at Facebook. Let me take a quick look at that. Let me look at Facebook and see what's going on there. So Facebook is nearing a support line. That's almost a little bear flag. You got to be really careful with Facebook, guys. Very, very careful. This is on a slippery slope. Guys, we're overall in the markets and in these major FAANG stocks. We're in an area of great decision making. So this is very important time for us because what I see that we're further into the apexes on these FAANG stocks. And if the FAANG stocks start to move higher, look for the markets to continue that way. If they start to break down, the markets will catch up to that and also start breaking down. But watch these earnings. Earnings on this is 28th also, or 29th it looks like. So you got some FAANG stocks with earnings coming out this next week. You do not want, as a rule of thumb, be holding over earnings because that could be damaging to your account in a big way. Amateurs do that. Amateurs play the 50-50 game. Okay, with that, I take a sip of coffee. And I get to do something fun. Oh. Got a gift from Mike and Sharon. Mike and Sharon, they're students of ours on the 301s and 401s. And where are my scissors? Mike and Sharon. This is exciting. It feels soft, so I do not want to cut anything inside. Says keep in cozy. Keepin' cozy. Find your cozy place. Oh, there's a bunch of them in here. Wow. Yep. Says, I don't know if you can see that. Keep in cozy. Find your cozy place. And Janelle told me, my wife, right here. Look at this. You can put your hands in it. You unzip it. You unzip it. And it is, yes. I see. It's a blanket. So it looks like you could wear this around yourself here and pull out a blanket. I mean, how cool is this? This is very awesome. and your hands go all the way inside. Look at this. Watch this. So I open it up. Wow, this is long and thin. Holy smokes. And then you can put your hands in right here. Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Mike and Sharon. Mr. Mike and Miss Sharon. I really, really appreciate that. And I heard you gave one for all of our family. I see these. Look at this. Awesome. There's 4 in our family. You guys rock. And Janelle told me the backstory on this, saying that that is something that your kids have, this is their product, and they almost were on Shark Tank. Awesome. How cool is that, being on Shark Tank? That COVID knocked them out from being on Shark Tank on these. So that'd be healthy, man, or so helpful. So especially when we're here in the Midwest, we go to football games. It gets chilly on Friday nights watching the high schoolers. So that is helpful. And then we're out back. We have a fire out back. Listen, if you guys have, if you live in the Midwest, you know how beautiful it is right now. It is gorgeous out here, and the foliage and the trees are all red and yellows, and it's awesome. I love the red trees specifically. But we have a fire pit out back, and we love going out back, and we have friends over, neighbors will come over, and we just hang around the pit. A little side note. That algorithm of mine. So my account as of 2 or 3 days ago is up 77%. 77%. I haven't looked at it from Friday, so to see what the latest is. But I'm above 70% in 3 months. In 3 months, my algorithm is up 70+% in my live trading account. So at backtest per year, okay, net profit per year is backtesting at 57.33%. People say, well, cut that in half. So that means 28%. My algorithm should do 28%. Lo and behold, as I'm live trading it, I am over 70% since June. I could not be happier. Could not be happier. So the United States, the SEC says, I can work with individuals with the algorithm who are qualified investors. That means you have $2.1 million net worth, not including your residence, and you make $200,000 a year plus. And you will continue to make that. You are considered qualified. That means I can work with you. I'm getting my Series 65 so I can legally do so. If you want to be on a short list, because I have 8 individuals, almost 9, who are on the short list, who are qualified investors, those individuals I keep informed and what the latest is with the algorithm and my certification and how we're going to work together first quarter of 2021. Email me. Des, D-E-S, at groktrade.com. Everybody else, yes, at some point in 2021, the idea is I'll be able to manage everybody's retirement accounts. Even you. And you, everybody. I can manage your accounts. Now, I can't slap everybody into the algorithm legally. Can't do it. But I can certainly take control of your account and help you out also. I'm giving you a little forewarning. I don't have my certification yet. I don't even have my company developed. I'm just because we're friends and you're listening to me. I don't know why you're still here. Why are you still listening to this video? So I just give you inside information. So that's coming. I'm setting up my company. I'm going to be an investment advisor in the great United States, legally able to, first time legally able to manage other people's money instead of just my own. I like that idea of being able to give back to help others. Wow. So that should be fun. That should be fun. That's what I'm working on. And guys, I'm an institutional trader. Been trading 22, almost 23 years. Been trading a long time. Been published, host of a trading club, 500 membership strong, and one of the first to do daily trading videos in the trading world. And so I know more full-time traders than probably a lot of people, just because of my networks and associations with individuals owning an education company and everything. I would highly, I don't say this lightly, guys. Here, let me give you a sobering fact. 89% of all traders lose money. That means 11% of traders make money. If that stat is true, you should stop trading. You should not trade. Now, if you know that it can be done and you want to do it, just like if you were going to become a professional poker player, okay, or blackjack player, if you're going to go from amateur to professional, you have to be trained, okay? Just like if you're going to learn to do heart surgery, if you were forced to live on an island somewhere by yourself and you had your loved one that had to have surgery, you'd want to be highly educated to do so. You wouldn't want to go at it blindly and hope for the best. So it's just like flying a plane. If you're going to go out and fly a plane, you're not going to learn how to fly a plane off of YouTube because your life is at risk. You're going to learn to do it properly. Treat your finances at the same level of respect. We give back 3 days out of 30. So we do 10% of our time, we educate. Seriously, give the trading education the time and the respect it deserves. At least have a conversation. At least talk through it. At least know what it's about, so you can make a wise decision on you as a trader. Because trading's hard. Trading is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So all I do is just ask yourself, the markets have been going up the last year. Are you up money this last year? If you're not, you have a problem. If you are, have you kept up with the S&P? Are you doing better than what the S&P 500 is doing? If not, you got a problem. You got to fix that problem. So what are you going to do to fix that problem? How much money are you going to invest to fix your problem? How much money would your spouse want you to invest to fix that problem that you have in trading? All I'm trying to do is encourage you to just think down the road a little bit and say, how do you think you fare against our students out there in the markets? Do you think you're beating our students who are out there trading against you every day in the markets? Or do you think that they're beating you? You'll want to be on the right side of the fence. So there you go. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts about what you think is going to happen coming into the future of the markets down below. If you made it to the end, let me know that you made it. And I appreciate you all. Take care. And if you haven't done so yet, absolutely subscribe to us on all of our social media. Man, we're on Facebook, Instagram. We're everywhere. Twitter. Subscribe to us. Catch you guys later. Bye.